an ancient land. An ancient curse of the jinn comes in the form of a beautiful woman.
Give me the bag, Gutar! Give me the bag! Run!
Two friends turn against each other.
Look at McGuire. I love you. Tell Atika I love her.
Two lives stand the test of betrayal.
I don't believe you.
A story of trials and faith, loss and hope, love and sacrifice, secrets and bewilderment. Directed by Bahram Herdari, www.makeamovie.ca.
Oh yeah, you're listening to Late Night with Savages. We're coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe, and you just heard a trailer for a movie called Bewilderment with director and actor Bahram Herdari. He's here with me in the studio right now, coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me more about the Caveman Cafe and when you first established and founded the Caveman.
Yeah, we started 2015, and now we're still here.
You're still here, but there's more than just one Caveman.
Yeah,
there's several.
There are 3 Caveman Cafe, and there is a Keto Caveman Bakery.
Oh, yeah, and that's just located on Abbott, just around the corner from here.
Yeah, Keto Caveman Bakery is more supplying and manufacturing bread and pastries, keto, of course.
Uh-huh.
And we're selling to public, to supermarkets. And
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yes.
So more of a catering service and...
Well, it's just basically selling frozen product to different supermarkets and,
Okay.
different markets. Yeah.
Well, where is it located?
We are on 605 West Pender Street at the moment, but we are moving soon to a bigger place.
A bigger place, right?
Yes.
And this is located at Tinseltown or the International Village, 88 West Pender.
Yeah, this place, yes.
Yeah, and then you have another one that will be opening up soon at 117 West Pender.
Yes, and we are on Davie Street too.
Oh yeah, I saw that new location on Davie Street. I'm really looking forward to checking that out. I ride my bike over there all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's been great of you to facilitate this late night with Savages. Thank you for sponsoring us. We totally appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, go on off on your broomstick now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. This is Late Night with Savages, and I'm Gunargie O'Sullivan, coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe. You just met the caveman himself. That's what I like to call him. Next up, we have Joleen Mitton as well, right after Ethan Rivaz. Take it away, Ethan. We'll see. We love coming to live to you on Co-op Radio 100.5 CFRO and also 101.9 FM CITR. So we're coming to you on 2 radio stations as well as Co-op Radio's new initiative, Radio TV. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Take it away. Savages coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe. And guess what we have next? Supernaturals. Joleen, Mitton, and her tribe.
We have like a little bit of a studio audience here. Can we say hey? My name is Joleen Mitton, the co-founder of Supernaturals. I am Cree from the Sarge Nation, but born and raised in East Van. And I would love to introduce some lovely ladies tonight. They'll be wearing Pam Baker, who's a Squamish designer who's been in the game for 30 years. And I'm just so stoked to introduce you guys. First, we have Allan. Allan, over here, honey. Over here. Okay. Allan's wearing a pink design. What is it actually? I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's from Pam Baker. It's silk. Allan is Allan Sparrow, actually. Her mom is Deborah Sparrow. What do you like to do, Allan?
I am a student. I'm going to school to be a paralegal, and I'm learning how to weave with my mother.
Holy Dinah. Thank you, Allan. Next, we have Johnson Owl from Saskatchewan. Woo, 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 woo. Right there. Allan's wearing another Pam Baker outfit. It is gray. It has the Salish eye in the middle. Ma'am, what are you doing in school right now?
I'm headed to law school in the fall, so wish me luck.
Awesome. Take a spin around. Let them see your lovely outfit. Mem just signed with Supernaturals, and she might be coming to Santa Fe with us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Shed. This is Shanice Sigsworth. Woo woo! She is also wearing another great Pam Baker outfit. You can see the copper shield, which is a very prominent thing on the coast here. Shanice, where are you from?
Alexander First Nation.
And what do you do, Shanice?
I'm a nurse, I'm a basketball player, and a youth worker.
Holy! Are we allowed to swear on here? No, we're not. Okay. Thank you, Shanice. You can find supernaturalsmodeling.com on the internet, on the line, and Instagram as well. I'll have all three of you ladies come out. Can you guys come out? Listen, all strut together. Oh my God, look at this. All this Indigenous beauty right here. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Amazing. So amazing. Okay, thank you very much. Reporting from East Van. Okay, Gunargie, come on, take this mic away from me. Amazing, right? It's all about the coast. Do you have any questions for us, Gunargie, maybe?
Yeah, I do actually. Am I on? I hope so. Joleen, you've been up to so much since I saw you last. Holy moly. You have your own agency.
Yeah.
And it's based on creating positive cultural teachings and knowledge. And you did a great job. Tell me more about how you got started.
How I got started
with the modeling agency.
Okay. I was a model way back when all you guys were babies.
Oh.
It was the year 2000. And I was modeling in Asia. I was living in Hong Kong, Saipan, Thailand, Japan, Korea.
Yeah.
They thought I was Asian, but
they did.
I was native. Haha.
She was native. You're still native.
I know.
You're
but
still native.
I know,
right?
but everyone just thought I was Asian. So I went over there, made some really great connections, got to see a lot of really amazing things, and I just knew that there was such beauty in our culture and there was such beauty on the coast here, and these girls just proved it.
Yeah, right? And they're highly educated as well, which is breaking the stereotypes that we've been faced with all of our lives. They're working in various professions besides as being models as well, right?
Yeah. And that's what I like about
Yeah.
Supernaturals. It's like I'm trying to represent real people doing real things, and like let us do the work so you can live a normal life,
Yeah.
right? Like that is the most important thing. You guys are really doing really well for our community, and I just want to keep that. So let me do the hard work of the admin stuff that I really, really love, and then let you guys have fun. That's my thing.
Great. Well, thank you so much. This was great of all of you to participate in this late night with Savages, and I wish you well, and I can't wait to see more of you.
Totally. Thank you,
Okay,
Gunargie.
thank you.
Do we go? What do we do?
Late night with Savages.
Oops. Very awkward. Sorry.
I'm just so hot right now. It's just like, whoa. Right? Are you guys hot? Okay. Just sweating.
It's now a comedian situation.
Yeah. Are you playing the... Hi, everybody. I'm back with Joleen Mitton from the Supernaturals Model Agency, and I'm with 3 of her tribe members. Who are they again?
Mem,
Aline,
and Shanice.
And Shanice. You see how easily I forget? And what was their names again? So it was really great to see everybody all dressed up to the nines at the Caveman Cafe. Can you tell me more about yourselves? Let's start with you.
Absolutely.
So I guess I'll start with my name. So Mem is actually short for Memagwas. It means little butterfly in Ojibwe. I'm both Cree and Ojibwe. I'm from Skamakanish-Nabek on my mother's side and Montreal Lake Cree Nation on my dad's. I've been living here in Vancouver for a hot minute now, almost 6 years, which is long for me. I'm from the prairies, so it's very different out here. And as I said earlier, I'm headed to law school in the fall, and it's been a really long journey to get there, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be a good start to a new chapter. Plus, I just signed with Supernatural, so this year is really looking up for me.
It's a good year, right?
Yeah.
Great to have you here.
I'll pass this on to Elena.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Allan Sparrow. I come from the Musqueam Indian Band, located in what is now known as Vancouver. Growing up, I was surrounded by my culture. I was raised by my mother. She was single. But she always very much immersed us in our culture. I grew up around her. She was one of the weavers to revive weaving in the Musqueam community about 30 years ago. So I kind of grew up around her loom. And she always would take us out with our great-grandfather. We'd go out for rides. He would teach us our language. And then as I got older, I kind of got pulled away from my culture a little bit, going to a Catholic school and being surrounded by non-Native people. I almost grew to be a little bit ashamed of who I was. And I'm kind of just coming back into it now and reclaiming who I am. Modeling at Vancouver Fashion Week with Joleen a couple years ago really helped with that, because being surrounded by so many beautiful people, not only on the outside but on the inside too, it was a very positive experience, and I really appreciated it. I just recently started pulling on the canoe in Musqueam, the Musqueam community. It's the first time we've had one in decades. So that's been amazing. I'm learning how to weave with my mom now. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to school to be a paralegal and dabbling. I'm shooting my first movie in August, so I'm doing a little bit of acting as well.
Really?
So
Wow.
It's been a good year too. It's been very busy and things are looking up, and yeah.
Yeah. It just goes to show you don't have to just wear one hat. You can do
Yeah.
so much with your lives. You can say so much in 1 minute. You can change the way a person thinks or
Yeah.
sees you.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Hi, so my name is Shanice Sigsworth. I'm Cree, Métis, and Jamaican. I'm from Alexander First Nations in Alberta. I was adopted at the age of 3 into a non-Indigenous household, so I didn't really grow up with teachings and culture, but since moving down to Vancouver a couple years ago, I've really started to reclaim, like Allie here, who I am and growing into that person I'm supposed to be. Grew up in Kamloops, went to university there, played basketball, got my nursing degree, then moved down to Vancouver here, and I've just been coaching, working in mental health and addictions, and doing a lot of work with the youth in downtown Eastside and Grandview Woodlands area. So yeah, I've just been loving this whole opportunity, and now with Supernatural's modeling, really looking forward to the opportunities that come with it.
Okay, who found who? Did Joleen find you or did you find Joleen?
I'd say Joleen found me through basketball.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That makes sense. All my relations, right?
Yeah, all my relations. Absolutely.
Well, when you're related like that, it's not that hard to find each other, is it, Joleen? No.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how did you find the other 2 ladies here?
Well, I met Aline at a red dress event that was happening, right? Is that where I met you?
Yeah.
With your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were with your mom. And I saw her, I'm just like, you're beautiful. You need to be on the runway. And so that's how that relationship started. Yeah. And with Mem, I think, was also on the runway. I'm just like a little creeper. Mem was also on the runway. She was at UBC Fashion Week.
Oh, yeah.
And, obviously there was no Indigenous people there besides, us and our crew. And I was like, I think she's Indigenous.
So you're always on the lookout, recruiting people.
I'm just recruiting people, whether it's basketball or modeling or anything like that.
Like what catches your eye, though? How do people catch your eye?
I just think
do the chicken dance, maybe.
No, but I just think it's I thought they were beautiful, obviously, but they also have a good spirit is the other thing, right? Because I'm surrounded by beautiful people. a lot as a model, you're around a ton of really good looking people, but like you only want to work with a certain type of person. So these girls, I feel like they have both. They're beautiful.
So did you
people.
like look at how they conduct themselves and
for
like
sure.
eavesdrop on them when they were like hanging out with their friends?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, like, yeah,
Really?
I was definitely just like checking to make sure, like, you can read a person with who they're hanging out with, or
Yeah.
a vibe, and they all had good vibes. So
Okay, well, you guys always got to be on your best behavior when Jolene's Mitton is around. You never know what opportunity will be around the corner. You know, you're going to go international, national, like, are you national already, or are you going, you have plans to go international?
Yeah, like I do have plans for everyone to have an experience kind of like I did. That's all I ever want to give people, because I really found myself at home but also away, right? So we're actually taking a trip. I'm hoping Mem will actually come. I was going to talk to her after this, but we're going to Santa Fe, New Mexico in August for
really?
Indian Market.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
which is a huge opportunity for anyone to go and model there. It's a really big market. It's almost 100 years old, and yeah, you know, I just want people to experience like what it is to like travel and see other nations and meet other places and stuff like that.
And so now that COVID is over, you're able to travel more and live a little. Are you guys all like a big
we can see us all together. We're like, we're never leaving each other again.
Oh, I forgot about my mask.
It's okay. I think we're all pretty much vaccinated at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what next, Joleen?
Yeah, just, you know, go travel with them, have fun, like making sure that they work with really great brands and clients.
Oh, let's talk about brands. So how do you find modeling clothing for them to model, for instance? How does that work? I've never really thought of that before.
Actually, because of the media, we had a lot of really great responses. So like right now we're working in like within a contract with, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, with Ralph Lauren. We just finished a contract with Roots, Lululemon. I think Shen just booked a couple of really big things, like Article, which is like a was it furniture company, and Smashbox, Smash and Test. Yeah. So it's like the brands are coming to us, which is really nice because that's never been done before for Indigenous people. And yeah, like I just want, you know, to be seen. I want people to be seen who are Indigenous.
And will they also be modeling off Indigenous,
of course,
clothing? Anybody that we might like know of?
Besides Pam, we just did a shoot with Tom House.
Okay.
What we have in the mix next? We do have one for Pam Baker as well.
Yeah. She used to be with a modeling agency called A Touch of Culture.
Yeah.
One of the very first modeling agencies, along with like Blanche McDonald.
Blanche McDonald, yeah, they definitely, those women definitely paved the way for us.
Yeah.
About like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The other component of Supernaturals, which is kind of like different from back in the day, though, is like we're trying to set them up with therapists, because like stepping into that arena is really big, and you need like backup for that. So with elders and with therapists.
Okay.
That's what we're setting them up with, this next thing.
Yeah, so they don't let everything go to their heads,
Big
right? Gotta keep them grounded.
Yeah, gotta get those elders to be like,
Yeah. Well, that's fun. I have one more question, though. Since Canada Day is coming up, like, what are your thoughts? Do we celebrate Canada Day, or do we, like,
I don't know,
cancel it? Is flying that flag half-mast okay? Is that enough? What do you want to happen in Canada?
I have never really celebrated Canada Day my whole life, so I have no attachment to it whatsoever. When I think about Bo, like
Bo Dick?
Yeah, like I just can't really support anything that's government like that. So
even if it meant like taking some copper to City Hall, or
let's go smash some
to
coppers.
the legislation, or to the parliamentary like hill, and just smashing some copper shields.
Yeah,
that would be a
dope.
good way to celebrate Canada Day.
I think so too.
Good answer. I know I asked you like 10 questions at once. I'm going to keep it simple. Canada Day or no Canada Day? What do you think?
no Canada Day. Similar to Joleen, I don't think I've celebrated Canada Day since I was a kid and like went to fireworks for the fireworks. And now I think especially this year, I've really encouraged all my non-Indigenous friends and people who I think are my friends to not celebrate Canada Day as well. To be honest, I don't care if you hang out with your family and you want to have a good time, but I also think that it's really important for my friends to show support for me and for the culture and the people that stand with me. And so I've asked my friends to wear orange, and one of my friends has actually, he's holding an event. It was supposed to be for Canada Day, but he's completely changed it, and now it's an anti-Canada Day party, and everyone's wearing orange, and so
that's
I
good
think
idea.
I felt really loved and I felt really supported by that. It's something small that I think everybody can do. Is it's quite literally the bare minimum, but it's something that everyone can accomplish.
Yeah, and I think we are getting a little sidetracked by Canada Day. It's more than whether to cancel Canada Day or flags that fly that flag half-mast. We really need to dig in our heels here and find out what it is we want from Canada. And now with these new findings, 215 plus. You know what? Today they found 215 plus times 3. Like, we need to dig in our heels. What do we want? How about you? What do you want? You're Musqueam.
I am, yeah. Well, I obviously won't be celebrating Canada Day. I'll take the vacation day, but no, I won't be celebrating it. And I don't know if it's a thing to cancel forever. Like, I think that definitely right now it needs to stop, and I think that more education needs to be provided to everybody on residential schools and the history of Indigenous people. So I'd say maybe use the day for something like that instead, rather than to celebrate a country that was founded on genocide. So,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Joy killers. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like these ladies said, I do not think that people should be celebrating it this year. I think it should be, for non-Indigenous people, it should be time taken to educate themselves on the actual history of Canada, and especially with these mass graves and stuff coming to light, I think people are like, oh my gosh, they're realizing like how tragic and horrible these places truly were, and it's giving that recognition to the survivors and everyone that it's real, it actually happened, and it's believable, right? Because for so long, so many of our elders and things were like, no, that's not true, it wasn't happening, and just kind of shushed. But this is facts. Like, you can't ignore this, and so.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that all of you are alive and well. We're the true survivors here. If your parents did not survive the residential school or foster care system, none of you would be here either, right? Not even you, or me for that matter. So, Canada, no Canada for you. Not this Canada Day anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, enough of that. So do you want to sing them out with a No Canada song? Make it up? Where's Ethan? No, yeah. No Canada. Ethan, hello, hello. Do you know O Canada? No? Oh, good answer. Now that is a good answer. Are you going to sing us out?
Can you sing us out?
Yeah, this is Late Night with Savages, coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe. You can check the Caveman Cafe at www.cavemancafe.ca. See, right here. And there's a logo up there, very recognizable logo, Dawn. Can you see that logo? That is the caveman himself, Bahram. And we got Ethan Rivaz in the live with us at Live from the Caveman. We come to you every Wednesday between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning on 101.9 FM and also on 100.5 FM. And once a month, we come to you live from a different location. We started off by coming to you live from the Red Gate Cafe, And then we went from there to the gathering place, and then we came back here to our old stomping grounds at the Caveman Cafe, located at 88 West Pender in Tinseltown. Give us all the details for the supernatural models.
Supernaturalsmodeling.com. That is our website, and it's Supernaturals Modeling on Instagram as well. We don't have a Twitter or anything like that, but we have those two things.
And a phone number?
I'm not giving you my phone number. I'm sorry. But you can go onto the website. You can email us on there.
You'll look it up.
Yeah.
I will look it up for you as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on Late Night with Savages, and thank you to you ladies, and I wish you well in your careers and at school and the rest of your journeys. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Ethan is in the house, and this is the second time he's joined us as the house musician. Well, I'll dance with him until he gets this thing going. Table dancing. Oh, you guys can all climb up on the table. No. Okay. Not those kind of models. Yeah, thank you. See you. That's how you do it.
He was also possessed by the devil. He said it. And I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for you. I'm gonna read it. No, Muhammad couldn't take the devil out of himself. Why could you do it? Okay. Sahih Muslim. I'm reading Sahih. I'm reading Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim. Don't be afraid. 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 Okay, I'm gonna read the hadith. I'm gonna read the hadith. I'm gonna see. He doesn't want me. He doesn't want me to tell the truth. He doesn't want me to tell the truth. He doesn't want me to tell the truth. He doesn't want me to read the truth. He doesn't want me to hear the truth. Are you for fact or are you for emotion? Are you for a fact or are you for emotion? What you're doing is emotion. I have facts in my hand from your own book. Okay, I'm going to read the hadith. Sahih Muslim, hadith number 2814A. Book number 52, hadith 62. It says there, reported. You see, he doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to. This Muslim don't want to hear the truth. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of, sir? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? I'm reading the hadith. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of the hadith? Are you afraid of the hadith? Are you afraid of the hadith? Why can't I read the hadith? Okay. You see, my friend.
Why don't you read it? Read it.
What?
Read it.
Let me read the hadith. Don't yell in my ear. Let me read the hadith. Okay, the hadith.
He can't read it. Because I'm speaking the truth.
Okay. Abdullah bin Musud reported that Allah's messenger said, there's none among you with whom there is not attached among you the jinns, i.e. the devil. Okay? And the companions
And you're coming. I'm Gunargie O'Sullivan, and I'm coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe on 101.9 FM, www.citr.ca, and on Co-op Radio TV, www.coopradio.org, on 100.5 F on your FM dial. I am just breathless. Like, we are just having such a great time here this evening. It's June 23rd. We're still celebrating or commemorating Aboriginal Month. And we heard from the Supernatural Models, plus Bahram, who is a director and a producer and the owner of the Caveman Cafe. He's been sponsoring this evening, tonight. And now I'm going to introduce to you couple of people. One of them is Pastor Jenny Riley, and her husband, John. He is also a pastor. And they have been witnessing some of the live streams that I've been doing from the Vancouver Art Gallery. And one in particular was very shocking to many. Just a few days ago, some street preachers, I guess you would call them, came to the Vancouver Art Gallery, and it was like they were having a sound off with the people at the vigil and cranking up their PA system, preaching about, it seemed like he was preaching about God, but it sounded more like hate. And the Vancouver Art Gallery guardians of the 215 were just, well, they were dumbfounded. They immediately began to go over to this preacher Love and ask him to stop, please stop. And he wouldn't. The guardians will tell you more about that later. But Jennifer, what did you see when you saw that video, and how did it make you feel?
Well, I do know a history about Dorian Love there.
Dorian Love, hey?
Yes, I do know a history about he doesn't preach love. That's the last thing he does. He preaches hate. He attacks people. He attacks people who come to see him. He calls down Muslims. He calls down homosexuals. He just calls people down.
He called me a crackhead, and he called me a heroin addict.
We saw that, actually. And although I'm not surprised in what he was doing, I'm still horrified as someone who actually is a street preacher. That's total. He wasn't following protocol. Mm-hmm. When you do street preaching, you come underneath the authority of another church. Mm-hmm. You preach a simple message about how God loves people.
Yeah.
You stay away from any of the controversial issues, and you don't call down other people's religion or whatever their issues are they're facing.
He wouldn't stop calling other people's religion down, or women. He seemed to really have a hate on for women. There was another lady there who is Islamic, I think.
Yes, I saw that.
And she was speaking up for herself and asking him to please stop preaching this hate. It isn't the way it should be. And then he started calling her down for the way that she dressed.
Yes, I saw that, and that's completely unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
That's not love, that's hatred. And I do know Dorian Love has actually been charged. Last year, he got charged for hate speech, but it was thrown out of court due to the fact that it didn't meet the standards of hate speech in Canada. And I do know last year also Dorian Love went to go speak in the gay community, and someone came up to take the mic away from him because he's speaking hate speech against the homosexual community, the gay community. And a guy grabbed the mic, lost his footing, fell on the ground, broke his leg. Now, when someone comes out to preach in a community, you check out with that community if they even want you there.
Yeah.
You know. So myself, I've actually asked to go preach in the gay community. So I talked to members of the gay community. They said yes. I asked to come under covering on the church, street church, but due to Pastor Randy passing away, we weren't able to do it. And the reason we wanted to come out and do it was to show people this is what street preaching actually looks like. You preach about love. You preach about how much Jesus loves people. You preach about how God created people for a purpose, and God has a reason for what he wants them to do with their life. You don't call down people's religion. You don't call down people's sexual orientation. You don't call down how people dress. You don't call down people's gender. Like there's none of that to be even happening.
Well, I just showed a video where DJ Love is actually pointing a finger at the Islamic man. The Islamic man is pointing a finger back at him. And they were going around in circles and chasing each other down, preaching out of their own Bibles to each other.
I saw that too, and that's unacceptable, and that's not supposed to be happening either. First of all, he wasn't supposed to be calling down anyone's religion, because under Section 2 of the Canadian Charter Rights, everyone has the right to freedom of religion. That includes all religions. So when you go do street preaching, you don't call down other people's religion, because you're actually entering into the area of hate speech.
Oh, he would even call down these men who would try to challenge them, and the only way he could wear them down was by saying, where in your Bible does it say it's okay to beat your wife? And just totally hitting below the belt, mm-hmm. and low blows all the way. Mm-hmm. And then he would just keep repeating that same thing until the person would just give up and walk away. And then they would laugh and go, ha, ha, ha. Mm-hmm. See him running away. Did you see the video yourself, Pastor John?
Yes, I did. I saw some of it, and what I saw was pretty much disgusting. Like Jen was saying is that he was calling people down and not preaching in love. We're supposed to respect other religions, and yet here he is calling people down and not respecting anyone. And that's just totally wrong in my eyes.
Well, it was totally wrong for them to be preaching at the 215 plus Vancouver Art Gallery. You know, like that is where our children died at the hands of religion. Right now, religion is not very popular in Indian country, in case you didn't know, right? The churches are being blamed right now, especially the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church are being charged with, you know, abusing our children, neglecting our children, and then burying them in mass graves. It's a very touchy situation when it comes to religion. So how are you guys weathering this? I know that you're not Catholics or Anglican, but tell us how you're weathering
Pentecostals.
this.
And so,
are you hiding your faith right now, or
nope.
are you
No,
wearing it like proud?
We're proud. We're out there,
Good.
loud Christians. We're street preachers. We're assistant pastors at our church.
Somebody's got to ask these hard questions. Might as well be the savage here, right?
We were in shock when we first heard it. Like, it felt like a kick to the stomach. I was very much in shock, but I also heard stories about the stuff happening. So part of me was happy that the truth is finally coming out. The truth is coming out. People can see how horrible these schools were, and people can see the reality of what actually went on there. Like, this was not schools that taught people about Jesus or anything. These are schools that, like, destroyed people's lives, you know, beat
Their
children,
spirit.
sexually abused children, and killed them. And so people can no longer go and say to the Indigenous community in Canada, well, why don't you just get over it? You can't say that anymore because now we have proof to prove these people killed children. And this is just in Kamloops. This is not even looking across the country. I already found 100 in Brandon, Manitoba. They found some in Saskatchewan. And it's going to continue on. More and more is going to come out.
Well, again, one of the ladies from Musqueam was drumming, and her name is Robin Gervais, and she got on the mic and started trying to override the Preacher Love, and she was saying, "You're on my Musqueam land, get off of my land." And he said, "It's not your land, you lost your land ages ago, get over it."
Yes, it's unacceptable. Actually, yes, this is God's land, but God gave it to the Indigenous people to take care of. And that is the whole earth, actually. And as Indigenous people, one of our, rights, or one of the things that hold us, like we're held accountable to, is that we're to take care of this land, take care of everything on the land, from the people to the insects to the creatures in the sea to the plants.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not a God hater, or I'm not like anti-religious. I'm trying to hold on to some faith here. But when I've been at the vigil, I've been witnessing, even a Buddha lady came over and yelled at me for filming her and got very argumentative with me. A priest got really upset with me just for filming him. I guess maybe people don't like it when I film them. But I saw another Italian man reading from a scripture, and a priest who was just basically looking at us like we're invisible, but he was obviously there to look at the shoes and everything. So what do you say to people that are feeling a little hardened right now, that don't have any faith in God, only the Creator? Like, what do you say about that?
I guess I would say to people to believe that God's seen everything that happened. He wasn't happy with it. He had to watch this happen to his children, his creation.
Yeah.
He's not impressed with it at all. He's going to hold those people accountable. Guarantee you, those people are going to go to hell. It does say in the Bible that anyone who causes any of my little ones to sin would sooner tie a noose around their neck and throw himself in the deepest, darkest sea than deal with the wrath of God. So God does say in the Bible that if you hurt my children or cause them to sin, I'm sending you to hell. And so those nuns and priests and whoever hurt those children, they're going to have a horrific judgment day. All I can say is I do not want to be them.
Yeah, it's more about I think it's more about the government than it is about the churches and the RCMP. How about you, Pastor John? How have people been reacting to you as a preacher or a pastor since these findings? Are they still open to God in the downtown east side?
Well, we haven't come up against any real opposition with people getting angry with us or anything like that. But I would just simply tell them that this wasn't God that did this. This was simply evil people that decided that they wanted to treat the children the way they wanted to, and not in a loving, godly way.
Okay, moving on. One more thing before I have to let you go. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be pointing my fingers at you.
It's okay.
What about the preachers now that have been arrested in Calgary? Since I
In
last
Ontario.
talked to you, there were 5 that had been arrested.
Yes.
Are they still on a rampage arresting
Yes, they are.
preachers
So it's
and-
interesting, while this whole thing's happening with the Catholic Church and the 215, because of COVID, we're not allowed to gather, we're not allowed to have church, right? And so each province is in different stages of COVID. So in Alberta, like 3 or 5 pastors have been arrested for holding church. They've actually been doing their job. They've been charged with inciting to hold church, inciting gatherings. They're just doing their job. So recently, Pastor Tim Stevens was arrested, and he's with the Baptist Church. And they actually threw him into the remand center,
Oh my
where he's
goodness.
actually waiting trial. Pastor Jim Coates in Edmonton is going to trial. All these pastors did not do anything wrong. All they did was their job, which was preach the word of God, which is their job. That's what we're told to do. In Ontario, a pastor by the name of Henry Hilbrant, the police showed up at his church, ordered the congregation out, locked the doors. So he started preaching outside. So he comes back next week. He holds a service outside his church. The police show up after and ticket him for having a gathering. Pastor Art Pulowski, who we've talked about before, he's got into the United States, and he's actually going and doing a tour across the United States, preaching at different churches and telling them about what happened here. Because Canada is known as a human rights country where we help people and we have like freedom of religion. And so he wants to make people aware that this is what's happening in Canada. Our pastors who aren't doing anything wrong are being arrested. So although we're in British Columbia, we do know with John and I, we keep in the back of our head that we can get arrested for simply preaching the word of God at our church.
Okay. One more thing. How do we see one of your services? Where do we go to find you?
You can come to 8, it's on East Hastings Street, so it's called Living Waters.
Living Waters.
Living Waters Church.
Okay.
And so it's across from the Story Hotel. So come to 782 East Hastings Street. Our services are on Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m.
All right.
We provide a meal for the community, and we have clothes and food hampers if anyone needs anything.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Jennifer Riley, Pastor Jennifer Riley, and Pastor John. Thank you for joining
having us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for being here. And is there a number where people can contact you, or an email, perhaps, to give them a presentation?
I guess you can contact me through my email, which is survivorjesse001@gmail.com.
One more time for those listeners.
survivorjesse001@gmail.com. You can contact me through there. John and I are the assistant pastors at Living Waters Church.
Okay. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Take it away, Ethan. Late Night with Savages. Coming to you live from www.cavemancafe.ca. We got Ethan Rivas. All right, we're back here coming to you live from the Caveman Cafe, 88 West Pender at the old International Village right next to McDonald's. We just heard from Pastor Jennifer Riley and her husband, Pastor John. Before that, Supernaturals, the models themselves, Joleen, Mitton. And now we got Keith Nahanee in the house, right here, right now, the comedian of the night from the Squamish Nation. He's also known as Bubba. Come on, Keith. Step on up. I know it gets a little awkward, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to bite your head off. I would, though, if it wasn't for COVID. If it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah, you're that wild, eh?
I am very wild. I am the wild woman of the woods, and
yeah.
I eat wild salmon. So beware.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm Pastor Bubba's. Oh, sorry. I just thought it was going to be the next one. How y'all doing out there, cousins? How y'all doing out there? Yeah, we're here at the Caveman Cafe, midnight. Some of you are still awake. Rest of you are sleeping by 9 o'clock. I wanted to talk a little bit about greetings. You know, we can't do greetings really because of COVID, and you know we fist pump or elbow or our foot, and I am a handshaker, just a regular handshaker. You know, I'll ask you to come up here, and I just shake hands. You know, just regular shake hand. But I can't do this whole, you know, all this. Yeah, settle down there. Settle down. You know, and I just do it. No, stay here. I still need you. I'm not done with you yet. And so, you know, just a straight handshake. And then, you know, during COVID, we're doing the hand bumping. And, you know, I'll come up, and I'm fine with that. See how she did that? She went, and that? No, that's not for me. You know, I'm a grown man. I'm in my 40s, you know, and I'll do it with my grandson. You know, my grandson's 6 years old, and when I do it with him, you know, I'll do it with him because he loves it. He gets a kick out of it. He goes, "Ha, Papa." But no, I'm not going to do that. And anyone here not a hugger? You're a hugger? Not a hugger? 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 No, not a hugger? No, not a hugger? So I'm not the only one. I'm not a hugger. I'm not a hugger, you know. It's, you know, I'll come up. I won't initiate it, but I'll hug. You know, but if someone hugs me, especially another man, I'll hug him. But if he hugs me for more than 3 seconds, I'm going to start to moan. I'm going to, oh, he'll let go right away. Seriously, he will let go right away. So, like I said, I'm in my 40s. When we got our driver's license, we took our learners, 30 days, you can go for your driving, and you pass, and that's it. But now they have the red L's and the green N's. Then you have to take another test to get rid of the N, so you can be just, and you get those L's, you know, for learners, N for new drivers. Actually, we're pretty close here to, this is true story. I seen it on Global News. So they have L for learners, N for new driver. Do you know they had C's? They had a C that you can put on your car? Yeah, but you only can buy it in Chinatown here. You know, for Chinese driver, you know. They did it. Oh, I'm not being racist. I'm not being racist. It was on Global News. All I'm waiting for them is to come out with a P. You know? She knows what P for pedophile. I mean priest. Well, same thing, you know, but just, I don't know. You know. And if you got offended by that, you know I'm doing comedy here. You don't go to, if you get offended, you don't go to a comedy show, right? Because you'll get offended. You know, I don't want to get molested, so I don't go to church. So, right? Same thing. So I'm 5'4". I'm 5'4", and I have size 7.5, size 8 shoes. This dude over here playing the guitar, you know, I don't know. How tall are you? 6'1"? 6'5". What size shoes do you wear? 12.5. I'm 7.5, 8. When you go to Nike store and you see a shoe that you like and all the boxes are there, you know, you don't have to ask a worker for shoes to go get them and bring them back. They're all there. But the problem with that, guess where size 12.5 is? Guess where size 7 is? And I'm 5'4". Why don't they put the 12s and 13s up there and put the 7s and 8s down here? That's just the way it is. Natives, have any of you used a dating app? No. You have, yeah. Yeah, that's how you found your partner. Did you know natives don't use dating apps? Natives don't use dating apps. We don't. You know what we do use? We go to ceremonies. And we sit by the gate, and when they come in, and we go, nope, nope, yeah. Especially at powwows, you know, the more the color, the better, right? So natives don't use dating apps. And speaking of dating, you know, natives dating natives, how many of you were told when you dated someone, you can't go out with them because they're your cousin? Right? Has that ever been told to you? Yeah? No? No? Oh, you guys don't live on a reserve because everyone's your cousin. So what I want to do is all across North America, well, Canada and then US, is make a cousin dating app. So that everyone's name is put into this app. And when you meet someone and you say, what's your name? And they tell you your name and you type it up. And we're not cousins, right? Has anyone here witnessed a gender revealing? No? No? Yeah, you have? Yeah? Well, on the reserve, they don't do gender revealings. You know what they do? They do father revealings. Who the father is. Oh. So I have this friend that's a certified sex educator. Someone's got something stuck in her throat. I have a friend that's a certified sex educator. She has her own private practice, does one-to-one couples counseling and workshops. Now, she does these workshops at schools, hospitals, and prisons. Now, I can understand schools and hospitals, but prisons? But then she tells me, you said you're married? So she tells me that when you got with your husband and you start sleeping together, not only do you sleep with him, but you slept with every girl that he slept with too. And vice versa. When he slept with you, he not only slept with you, but he slept with all the guys you slept with. Now that could be awkward on a reserve. Oh yeah, because everybody knows each other. So whether you like your partner's exes or not, you pretty much slept with them too, right? And there's a good chance, spiritually. Yeah, okay. Tell that to the doctor. It was spiritually. Right? Spiritually. And and if you're on the same reserve, there's a pretty good chance you could be cousins too. Right. And we all have that one couple on the reserve where they go out, they split up, then they go out, they split up, and they go out and they split up. So really on the reserve, you don't break up, you just lose your turn. Right? And that's where condoms come in. Condoms come in, they're for your protection. Not only are they for your protection, but they're for the reserve's protection too. Because we just know that one guy, we don't want him to have kids. Am I getting the hook here soon? Yeah? Okay, I'll finish this off. Condoms protect you from the 4 H's. They protect you from herpes, HPV, HIV, and having kids. Right? And you can get free condoms on the reserve because we get everything else free, right? So you can get them at the band office, at the youth center, and you can get them at the church because every reserve has a church. Because we know Father doesn't use them. Because he's not allowed to have sex with adults. Okay, that's my time. Thank you. Check out BubbasComedyShow.com. Thanks a lot. Take it over.
from the Caveman Cafe, 88 West Pender at the old International Village. I'm here with some really, really great people. Been here sitting in with the best of them, like the supernatural models and her whole tribe. And then we also talked to Keith Nahanee, Bubba's, the comedian. And before that, we talked to the owner of the Caveman Cafe. Ethan Rivas is our house musician for Late Night with Savages. Do, 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 do. Hey, wow. It is getting hot in here. It's summertime and it's getting hot out there. I know these ladies have been like sitting out and guarding shoes, 215 plus shoes at the Vancouver Art Gallery. They are known as the guardians of the 215 plus Vancouver Art Gallery Vigil. First guest is Sandy. Huh?
Is this on? Sandy Burley?
Sandy Burley, and also Ivy. These two can be found at the Vancouver Art Gallery almost every day. They are fearless and they are determined to guard those shoes with their life. I want to know why. I know why I'm doing it is because I'm a residential school survivor. I'm a little bit obsessive. I'm determined. But why? What drives you, Sandy?
Well, being a First Nation counselor and for many, many years, hearing the pain and also working in foundation funding, hearing the pain from our chiefs and our council member. And I did not go to residential school, but people in my family did. And like everyone who is First Nation, we are all affected by what's happened in residential school. Growing up knowing, the public didn't know mainstream, but we sure knew.
Yeah.
So I grew up, we hear our mothers crying, trying to be secretive of it, and we watch a lot of pain and we hear a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So that's what keeps you going back. How did you find out about the gallery, the vigil?
I can't really remember. I think it was somebody had told me that was going to happen, and I went down to have a look. And you just, I don't know, you just feel like where you know where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know where you need to be. And days where I go down there and people are hurting, you just talk with them, or maybe somebody's upset, and you just try and bring the balance. I mean, that's what our culture and spirituality is about bringing the balance. So.
And where do you live?
I live out in Surrey.
In Surrey. So you travel quite a distance just to come to this vigil almost every day.
Yeah.
It takes you about an hour to get here and an hour to get home, and then all the time that you spend at the vigil, right?
But it's not about, it's like, none of us get paid for being down there. We come because this is all our relations. We are all related, and something that is so detrimental to us, we need to be there.
Yeah.
You'll feel the calling just like you do.
Yeah, just like me.
Gee,
I can't stop.
I know.
How about you, Ivy? I see you down there quite often as well.
Staying overnight, too.
And you stay overnight. Oops, don't tell her husband. I'm just kidding.
I'm actually single.
Don't
advertise.
Oh, that's why you go down there every night.
Looking for an uncle.
In the urban res.
My parents are residential school survivors. I come from a real big family. I got 3 brothers, and I had 3 brothers. One passed away a few years ago, and there's 8 of us girls. One sister, she passed away, so I got lots of sisters. None of them are single. My 2 brothers that are left, yeah.
And are they there? And you and your sisters and brothers, were you intergenerational survivors or survivors?
We're first generation survivors.
Oh yeah. And you've lost 2 of your sisters already?
1 sister and 1 brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank
And
you.
it's so young to be losing our loved ones, you know. And that is part of the downfall or the outfall of residential schools is the early death rates that we all have. My mom died when she was 27. So how old were your sister and brother when they passed?
You know what? I didn't even know how old they were. Like my oldest sister now, she's 20 years older than me. And so my oldest sister, who I didn't know, grew up down the States.
Oh, yeah.
The ministry got a hold of her, and she was adopted out.
Oh.
And so I didn't get to know her.
Oh.
But I'm getting to know her children.
Oh, yeah.
My niece and my nephew and my great nephews. And it's a lot of fun because even though they grew up in New Mexico, they still have the same family. Yeah. Like,
well, that's the thing with residential schools. It caused such a divide, right?
Yeah.
Like in my family, we have a big clan, like most people, and we're planning a big get-together after the COVID, and we're going to put up a big piece of paper, and everybody will put their names on it. And it started when I did family reconstruction, and we just found out who was in the family, and we're still finding out through those connections. So, you know, people have lost, they lost the ability to be in contact with each other. So it's really important with our age groups here now, as we're losing our elders, to bring our people back together. Yeah.
So Ivy, did your parents go to residential schools? Or you said first generation. You were the first generation, right?
My dad went to Williams Lake.
Okay.
And my mom went to Mission.
Oh, so they were you were a survivor and an intergenerational survivor. They got you double whammied your family.
Yes.
Right? And then you find yourself you don't even get to meet your sister.
Yes.
That's like robbing you of your sisterhood, your family.
Yes.
And then you had to go and meet her nieces and your nephews, I guess, right? They're the intergenerational survivors too. And so that's the damage that has been done. And is that one of the reasons that you have gravitated to the vigil? Like, how did you find out about it?
Through Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I come from Mount Currie, Little Wat Nation in the Statlium territory.
Oh,
and one day after work, when Tamara Bell had put the shoes up, I was reading on Facebook, like, all these shoes are just making me so sad, and it's hurting, and it's causing so much emotion throughout our reserve. And I'm like, what shoes are they talking about? You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I went to look for it on the news, and I found it, and I'm like, you know what? I go, it is really sad that they found this many remains after all this time of hearing stories of the children that went missing, and they didn't know who they were. They didn't even know where they come from.
Yeah.
You know, and like I have friends that went to Kamloops Indian residential school.
Yeah.
And he can't even go to Kamloops.
No.
You know, they can't even go to Kamloops because it's so
triggering.
It's damaged.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
And they don't really remember anything, but they know they hate it, you know? And it's just, it traumatizes me because, you know,
it's like we have this mental block about the real and true trauma that we can't even unlock it. And for some reason, finding these 215 plus has unburied these intense emotions, like hard. It's like
Yes.
all of us are devastated in our own way, yet we come together at the Vancouver Art Gallery as guardians. And it's sometimes pulling us through, and it's also teaching us how to be together. Even
Yes.
though I was adopted and you were went to residential school and then you didn't go, we still managed to be able to sit at a table and sort of like guard these 215 plus that have been lost, and those that haven't been found yet. Here we are living in this experience together. I wanted to ask you guys, can you tell me about some of the other people that sit at the tent city? I know that there is Chris Kolek, the one that brought the TP down. I call him the TP keeper, not the TP creeper, the TP keeper. Chris Kolek, I know him, and I know Stephen Fan. He's from the Asian community, and he's down there religiously too. Drop some other names on us.
Well, I've got a list here. So let me
Okay.
call it up here because we.
While she's doing that, tell me
Okay.
about some of the experiences you've had there, Ivy.
Oh my gosh. I've actually helped, actually my friend Mike helped Chris put the teepee up the first day he brought it.
Oh, yeah.
We just happened to be going by there.
Is that Mike Simeon?
No.
Simone? No?
No.
Okay.
Desiree's son.
Oh, Desiree's
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the list up here.
yeah.
Okay, ready to go?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Ivy, of course, Desiree and her son Mike, Steve, Andy, Chris, Suzanne, Larissa, Daryl, Reese, Kim, Teresa, Kyan, and Catherine was there for a while, and Suzanne.
Yeah,
and
and
myself.
people from all over
Yeah,
over Canada.
all over Canada.
We got
because
some
we're all
Crees,
relations, right?
Ojibwe, some Saskatchewan Indians, some Blackfoots. I'm Kwakwakiwak. You're Statliam, you say,
And people
you're
come from the island, and they're coming from all over and singing songs and dancing, and well, you've brought dancers down there yourself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just so nice to be when we see all that connection, and even the people who are just coming to honor what's happened, honor our children. We give them candles so that they can actually walk up through the vigil and resonate and feel that energy, so they connect more and they will value more of what's going on.
Yeah, they will
yeah.
become more engaged in that
Exactly,
moment
yeah.
and be able to, and it's also metaphorically keeping that fire lit. I know that
Exactly.
some people think, we can just put those candles in, that you can just press a little battery and it will just stay lit all the time. It's not the same thing. You have to put some
the candles.
form. It's about the light.
The light of life.
It's the light, not a fake light. It's got to be about the light. That
Well,
little flame can really go a long way, right?
Traditionally, the
Do you
candle
agree?
is the light of life, right? So that's
Yeah.
why we use candles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I gave myself, that responsibility of walking up the stairs, collecting all the old candles, and straightening up the teddy bears that are up there, the shoes and stuff like that, and going back up and placing all the candles on the stairs.
Yeah.
And making sure that they're far away from the items that are placed there by other people, so it doesn't start a little fire,
Yeah.
or and it's safe for everybody to walk up there.
That's
to
right.
look.
And one of the things I like to do is take the flowers that are already dried up, and I just take the petals off and I put them all over the stairs. That's part of my ritual. For me, it's kind of like a feeling of spreading ashes, in a way, and just sort of memorializing them that way.
And bringing sage, and what we do sometimes when we're talking and people is quite heavy, we'll go and we'll smudge the area, or we'll smudge people, smudge their energies. And Cheryl, you know, like myself, we go down there and we'll open up the floor and invite other people up to talk, because some people don't know how to just go up and just start talking. So we'll invite them up and get them going. And because people want to hear, they want to hear the stories, they want to hear, they want to connect. They're feeling so lost in this government. And what has happened under this government?
Yeah, because so far we've just really heard the superficial overall view of residential schools, and they've kind of left out all the gory details.
Yeah.
You know, I think the educational system as well as the media failed us.
Yeah.
When the Truth and Reconciliation Commission did its work, media and the educational and government failed us because they didn't bother to even look at the recommendations for one thing, but you know, they were sort of treating the kids with kid gloves and saying, well, we don't know if they should know about these things. You know, some of it can be pretty traumatic for those poor little kids. Well, you know what, if our kids can die and be abused at the hand of your religion and your government, then your kids can certainly learn about it and hear about it, so it never, ever, ever happens again. We've only got like over 700 children now have been found as of today. Again, the media fails us by failing to inform us that this is actually, the numbers are increasing because they don't want us to overact and a big riot on their hands before Canada Day, and rightly so. I would be worried too if I were you. But speaking of Canada Day.
Well, we don't celebrate Canada because we're here first.
Huh?
We're here first, so we don't celebrate
No, you
Canada
never
Day.
had?
I've never celebrated it.
You guys never went to the Peony Parade?
No.
No, that's not even on Canada. I thought the Peony Parade was Canada Day. How about you? Did you ever go to Canada Day Parade?
I've never celebrated Canada Day. Actually, I used to celebrate Canadian Tire Day.
Yeah. You'd sooner do that, eh?
A few friends of mine used to work at Canadian Tire.
Oh, did they?
We'd wear all red and white and Canadian Tire logo clothes.
Oh.
And have a big pool in the backyard and invite all the Canadian Tire employees as well as the bosses, and have a big, huge barbecue, and the whole yard was just full of Canadian Tire workers.
Yeah. Well, I stopped celebrating Canada Day when they started having Cannabis Day.
Yes.
On July the 1st. So I've been doing Cannabis Day for quite a few years now, and I'm not about to give that up for Canada Day anytime soon, that's for sure. So no Canada Day for you?
No.
And no Canada Day for you?
No.
Okay, but you will be at the vigil, and if people do want to come and sit in with these women, the warriors, the protectors, the guardians of the Vancouver Art Gallery, please do bring them food, water, sit down and have a talk to them and ask them what it is that they need. And they'll tell you, and you guys can help out all you want. If you want to volunteer, maybe you want to give some money or some food, or maybe you'd like to spend a day there with your own organization, like the Pacific Association of First Nations Women did on June 21st. They set up a table there. They stayed there from 9 to 5, their usual business hours. They just took it outside to the vigil instead of being at the office. So that's something else you can do. Just sign up with Ivy. She's always there. Or with Sandy. She's also there. If you see me, sign up with me. There's a page called the Guardians of the 215 Vancouver Art Gallery, right? Vigil. Anything else you guys would like to say?
And when I'm there, if people need, if they need to talk with somebody, I'm always happy to be their witness.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's not just about talking; it's just being a witness
being a
to
witness,
the pain. Yeah.
just listening, right?
Yeah.
And being still sometimes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a really kick-ass June 21st. It went from 9 to like 11 o'clock at night. Am I still on? Yes, I am. Wow. No, Canada, our home and native land. No, Canada, no, Canada, no, Canada. This is Late Night with Savages. I'm Gunargie O'Sullivan, and you can find us on 100.5 FM, www.coabradio.org, or 101.9 FM CITR. Thank you to Heart of the City for lending us Teresa Vaughn. And also, thank you to Linda for sponsoring this evening and helping out with this production. Coming to you live at the Caveman Cafe. Here's Ethan Rivas. And we'll have a comedian, Nicholas Perry, in the house. Ethan Rivas coming to you live. He's our studio musician tonight from the Caveman Cafe, just letting him get all set up. Then we got a nice surprise for you. I'm going to have a little chat with Nick Perry, and then after that, he might even give us a little set. Oh, the TP guy is here. Come on up. He's shy. He's not going to come. I can't believe that he came out of his teepee. Like, he's the teepee keeper, and here he is creeping out of the teepee. Like, did somebody give you permission? Are you allowed to be out of your teepee?
Hello.
How are you? How do we get a teepee?
Do you buy from makwateepees.com?
Hey, Makwa?
mukwatps.com. MUKWA
What keeps you coming back to the teepee?
There's good energy around the teepee.
What kind of energy?
I can't really describe it.
You can't describe it? Like, it's just good energy, good wholesome energy, right?
Yeah, pure energy.
One more time, where do we get the teepee? Spell it out and give us a number.
You can buy them from Tony Solomon, Makwa Teepees, 604-727-4340. Thank you.
There he is, Chris Kolik, the teepee keeper. It's like been such a fun night. I got to hang out with some of the best, starting off with Bahram, and he is the owner of the Caveman Cafe. He's also like a director and a producer. You can watch his film called Bewilderment, and his name is Bahram Hadari. And this is his place, the Caveman Cafe, www.caveman.cafe. This was one of his first establishments. Since then, he's got another one opening up on Davie Street, one soon to be open at 11 West Pender, so you do have to look out for that. Next guest I have is Nick Perry. Give him a big elbow. There you go.
Too
No
close?
hands.
Hey,
no hands.
stay up here. Don't go anywhere.
6 feet.
Yeah, 6. Sorry.
I
Is
gotta
that,
keep that.
where's my mark? I'm just joking.
right here.
Yeah, there's the table corner.
Is that 6 feet under or 6 feet up?
Yeah.
That is the question. And why is it that
what?
we got to be 6 feet apart,
Right.
lengthwise, but it's okay if we're shoulder to shoulder?
I don't know. For the frame, I don't know. I'm throwing all the rules out. I don't even.
Are you?
I don't even
Okay.
care. Do you want a hug? Is that appropriate?
Gary.
Do you have to ask for consent nowadays?
I do.
for
I
a
have to
hug?
ask
So
consent.
even pre-COVID, maybe.
Pre-COVID.
But I'm throwing all the rules out the window.
Okay.
For
You know, Buddy asked the same question.
Who's Buddy?
Keith Nahanee.
Keith Bubba.
He's like,
Great set, bro.
hugs or not, I don't know.
Oh, really? You had the
Elbows.
same conversation?
Yeah, I do this.
Fist bumps.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's the best.
Cool. It's the
unit.
safest.
And if I'm really mad, I do it.
It's the Howie
harder.
Mandel. Did you know that? Howie Mandel,
No.
famous Canadian comedian?
No, I
He's been
didn't.
fist bumping since way before the pandemic.
Oh, way before the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Who knew? He knew.
Yeah, and people probably thought he was like obsessive,
They did.
right?
They thought he had OCD,
There's an
which he
OCD,
does,
right?
But also, he was also a teller of the fortune.
Oh, yeah?
You know, so everybody's doing the Howie Mandel now.
Well, I've been asking everybody all night long what nationality they are.
Oh, okay.
Like, are you going to be one of our like honorary Indians this night? You want to be an honorary Indian?
Savage? I try to be as
Yeah,
savage
yeah,
as I
yeah,
can, as much
yeah.
as I can. But
you
yeah.
can be the honorary savage.
yeah.
Only you're allowed to call yourself a savage.
I
though.
do identify as Canadian. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. But like my background is very. I'm like a mutt.
You still want to be a Canadian after these recent findings?
Well, I mean. Yeah, you put me on the spot there.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did put me on the spot.
Let's not go there.
I'm a true native son. Is that?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm a true native son. I mean,
Okay.
that's in the anthem, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I don't know. I come from a European lineage, but it's like right now I'm really enjoying European soccer because I have like 4 teams that I can support.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my. And apparently somebody told me in my family there's like a smidge of Blackfoot. But I think they're just bragging. I don't
No, they were talking about like being barefoot and
Perhaps,
having black
and pregnant.
feet.
Barefoot and pregnant. That makes sense. In my family,
pregnant
that
and
that makes
Blackfoot.
sense. They mispronounced it.
You
It's
might be
barefoot.
Blackfoot, you
No,
know?
I'm pretty sure I come from the Barefoot clan. Pretty sure I come from the Barefoot clan. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for having me, Eric.
You're
The
welcome.
Caveman Cafe.
If you haven't been here, this is one of the best places to eat.
True.
Everything is organic.
That's
He
right.
makes burritos,
I've been here a
salads.
lot over COVID.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Been here a minute. Thanks, brother. It's
Yeah.
good, yeah. Keto diet. I get the caveman platter with the prime rib.
Oh, do
Or you
you?
can get it with salmon though too.
Oh,
You can
I
get it with
love the
yeah.
salmon.
There's gonna be comedy here also tomorrow night.
Oh, is there?
That's right.
Here?
That's right. In this space where we
In
are.
this space
Because there's
right
not comedy
here?
happening right now. Let's be honest.
Oh, well, thanks. I was trying to be real funny here, and
It's okay. Your musician Ethan is killing it.
I
Did
know,
you see
right?
your producer and your cameraman were both just vibing out?
I know, like they're
they were
just
not even paying
happy.
attention to the frame at one minute. They're just like, it's really good.
Yeah,
He's really
Ethan's
good.
way out of the
Yeah.
frame. He's so
Yeah,
damn
I
good,
came for
right?
the comedy. I stayed for Ethan.
Yeah. Okay.
What's new with you? I mean, other than your great talk show. Here.
These nails.
Yeah, lovely. May I?
Yeah, you're sure.
Woo! You got done, girl.
Yeah, I did good.
Sparkles. Very
Last
sparkly.
time I did a red jump.
Do you-
Oh, you
do
were
you get
there.
it? What?
Late Night with Savages.
That's right. I was. Yes.
When we did it at the Red Gate Cafe, I
believe
put some nails on. I came into the space, and I started blowing up a balloon.
Right.
And as I was trying to tie it into a knot,
You popped it with
I
your
popped
nails?
the balloon,
Wow.
and then my nail went flying off to the other side of the room.
Crazy.
And so it seemed like everything I did, one nail at a time, fell off. By
Just
the
started going off.
time the whole show was over, I only had this nail. Oh,
That's
no, it was
crazy.
this nail.
That's the important one.
This
That's
nail.
the most important
that
one.
was the only nail left standing.
Gets the most work. You know what else is a really good nail? This nail on the
Oh.
pinky. You know why I know that?
No, why?
Because I have a very good Vietnamese buddy over here in Chinatown. And it's
Mhm.
really good for cocaine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so-
Like the one-liners, or
Yeah, I
like
guess, yeah.
a whole paragraph?
Hey, let me ask you a question though. Serious question.
What?
With your nails as sparkly as they are,
Mhm.
do you have any problem with the crows in the neighborhood?
Not so far. I've only had them on for one day.
Okay, so be careful because the crows in the downtown east side will scoop down on you. It's summer, right? Solstice
Yeah.
is just ending. So I think there's a lot of nests out there and baby eggs. So you got to be careful of crows down here, especially with those nails and the bling. Your earrings
Oh,
and your
the
you are looking
bling.
so sharp.
Well, I shop at the market. That's why.
Nice.
Everything I get at the downtown east market.
That's right, the Four Corners
something that
Trading
will cost you a 100 or 200 will cost you $20 at the market.
true.
Don't ask me how that works. I ain't
This is a true
telling.
story. I noticed you
True.
talked to TP guy.
Yeah,
when he came
TP
in.
guy,
The
yeah.
Downtown east side used to have a teepee. Did you know that?
That's right.
I lived in that teepee.
You did?
I did.
Really?
When I was homeless and I lived in that
Really?
teepee.
You
White
did?
dude living in a teepee. It was a great experience.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Oh my
they
God.
called it security, overnight security.
Yeah.
No,
But there were rats in that.
there wasn't when I had a
teepee.
pellet gun.
No, you just
No.
sit there with your pellet gun and shoot
CO2,
rats.
pop, pop. And which you can also purchase in the downtown east side.
So how did you
market.
go from the teepee to housing?
Through social housing.
With
through,
who?
through an advocate.
Oh yeah.
Which
Like-
was very helpful. Got me on my feet.
Yeah.
Got me back in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eating at the
Until you came
the
to the
Caveman
Caveman.
Cafe is really affordable and very nutritious.
That's right.
So yeah,
And they're funny
they're very funny.
because they're gonna have comedians here tomorrow night. Are
That's
you
right.
gonna be a part of that whole
I will,
whole
yes.
gig?
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. How did?
Well, there's that happening tomorrow night, but I
Mhm.
really want to talk about.
Okay.
We also have in the downtown east side. I'm doing a show.
Are you?
called myself, my personal self, and Kraken Comedy. We're doing
Kraken
a show.
Comedy?
That's right.
Again.
Like the sea.
Again with the crap.
The sea. Is that what? Have you guys already been talking about cracks?
No.
Did I? Oh, because of the neighborhood, you just made the reference.
Oh, I was the finger.
Right, yeah. No, it's called Kraken Comedy, and it's like the sea monster that comes out of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. And we do live comedy, naked shows at Wreck Beach. And the traditional name for Wreck Beach, I can't pronounce, but we do them there.
Rectum Beach.
Rectum Beach. Good thing this is late night. No, and we do this every Saturday night at Lana Lou's on Powell Street in the downtown east side, just around the corner from the Sunrise Market.
Oh, yeah.
That's every Saturday night. Please join us.
Okay, I shall.
Yourself
I
and
know
Gary.
where Lana Lou's is.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Eatery.
That's a cool place.
There's a lot of great spots in the downtown east side where you
Wow.
can get your grub on and your music on and your comedy on.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way to do it,
Absolutely.
for sure. I'm going to leave you
Me?
to yourself.
Really? Oh, no. She's running away. Don't run away. I feel all alone and dangerous and scared in the downtown east side. No, I actually live in the downtown east side. I do stand-up comedy in a neighborhood where a lot of people struggle to stand up, let's be honest. Sorry. I live down here. I like Gunargie was saying, there's a downtown east side market. I like to patron. I like to shop down there at the downtown east side market. Sometimes you see some very interesting things on Hastings Street. The other day, a gentleman ran past me with a hammer. He had a hammer in his hand, and he looked like he wanted to really distribute this hammer into somebody. And I said, I didn't know what to do because I kind of got freaked out. I was like, hey, stop, right there. You. How much you want for that hammer? And for $5, I got a really good hammer. And I saved 2 people's lives. Yeah, so if anybody, it's a DeWalt. You could totally murder somebody with this hammer. If you're looking for a good, high quality hammer, I have one for sale after the show for $25. So yeah, you could pick that up if you like. Like I was saying earlier, we do stand-up comedy shows, Kraken Comedy, down at Wreck Beach. You see some very interesting things down at Wreck Beach. I am right for this show. I'm appropriately dressed, but you can come see me in all of my glory. It's good exposure down at the beach. A lot of vitamin D, let's be honest. But no, you see a lot of interesting things down at Wreck Beach. I saw, this is a true story. Right now, there's a very polarizing thing going on at Wreck Beach between the nudists and people who wear clothes, who they call the texties. Sometimes they call them dirty texties, which is a derogatory term for people who wear clothes. And there's this movement right down there they want to make Wreck naked again. And there's these people that wear these hats, real red hats that say, make Wreck naked again. And a true story, I saw this gentleman, fully nude, naked gentleman walking down the street with a hat that said, make Wreck naked. And then I saw an older Asian couple, fully clothed, walking in the opposite direction. They might have been tourists. They were probably property owners, let's be honest. And they're walking towards them. This guy with the Make Wreck Naked Again hat on, he just starts helicoptering his penis at them. And I was like, oh my God, is that what white supremacy looks like at Wreck Beach? And then a naked black guy walked by and showed us what black supremacy looks like. Oh, hey, it's late night with Savages. My name's Nick Perry. You guys have been here at the Caveman Cafe. Thank you very much, Gunargie. This Saturday at Lana Lou's, if you want to catch more comedy, inappropriate or appropriate, you can check us out.
This show.
Next time.
And so are all of the others.
Rated R.
Yeah, and then maybe next time you'll wear just like a mask.
Sure, we'll see what we can do. We'll work it out. You people, call my people.
Okay, we shall.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, this is so fun to see Nick Perry back on Late Night with Savages. Last time we saw him, he was at the Redgate Cafe. Now he's been sitting in with us at the Caveman Cafe on 101.9 FM, CITR, and www.coopradio.org. Back to you, Ethan.
Siem Nasiea, and the Cecilia Point, Talitanakwak Masquia.